Friends, welcome to Ignited Max. At this video, we are going to scratch the concept of the limits. Why limits comes into a picture? What is the reason behind it? Why we need to learn these limits? How we need to deal with the sums? What all are the uses of the limits? Because before studying, before clearing with the concept, any of the need to know what all are the uses. Basically, the limits is a foundation for a chapter calculus. The limits is a chain building concept. So with this limit we can move to the concept of continuity. With the continuity we can move to the concept of the differentiation, integration, ordinary differential equation, ODE. It's completely depend on each other. There is a lot of the application based on the calculus, such as calculus is used to improve a safety of the vehicle. Space technology, they use the concept of the calculus at the navigation system. Engineers used for developing the skyscraper, bridges. By robotics also the calculus is the most important branch. This all are the certain type of the examples over here we have mentioned related to the application of the calculus. Okay, this limits is completely a foundation topic for the calculus concept. We'll make a separate video for the application of the calculus topic. Don't forget to comment at the comment section for related to the topic or application based concept. In this video, we are going to deal with the basic concept behind the limits. What is the reason behind it? Okay, why we need to learn the limit and the method for solving the each and every sums. Okay, all in just one clip of the video. So let's start to ignite it. As we have came into a 11th standard max, so when we have opened the books of it, the limits comes into a picture that it's a different topic as we have studied previously, and a slight anxiety after seeing the symbols they have used on this topic. More worries related to it. We'll just move to the concept step by step. The function is just generated the input value and we will be getting the output value. Now let's name it as f of x is equal to x square. Okay, the input value I'm going to give it as 2. Let's move to the function. It will just generate the input value, that is nothing but f of 2 is equal to 2 square. It's nothing but 4. So the output will become as my 4. The function is generated, we have got the output also. Okay, this answer is a complete valid answer. We'll take another function as f of x is equal to x square minus 2 divided by x minus 2. Okay, now I'm going to take it as input as x is equal to 2. We are going to put this 2 value at each and every term. Okay, wherever the x is there, we are just going to put it over here. Okay, this function used to generate over here and we will be getting the output as 0 by 0. Just a invalid term in mathematics. In other words, it's an indeterminate. Yes, so there is a certain factors. Okay, over here is mentioned 0 by 0, 1 by infinity, infinity minus infinity. There is a 7 types of factors mentioned over here of the indeterminate. When the input, the function is generated and we have got the output of it. Yes, in the indeterminate form, in the invalid form of the mathematics concept. At that moment, limits comes into a picture. Indeterminate forms, in the direct substitution we use the limits over here. Okay, it's represent as limit or LT. Okay, in some of the books we can see LT or LIM. Here it represent as x tends to a. It's meant x approaches to a, but it's not exactly a variable and a is a constant. If x takes value closer and closer to a, but it's not equal to a, in which we say that x tends to a, or in other word we can say it's approaches to a, is greater than a. Okay, and x takes value nearer to a. Okay, very near to a, like x is equal to a plus 1 by 8, x is equal to a plus 1 by 4, x is equal to a plus 1 by 3, x is equal to a plus 1 by 2. Okay, we will be getting the value as 0.001, 0.002. Okay, like it's very nearer to a, but it's not exactly a. Okay, in which we used to represent as x tends to a. The value we will be getting is of the right hand side of the given constant a. The first condition we have took as x is greater than a. Now we will take as x is less than a, in which all the values we will be getting is of the left hand side. Here also x takes a value nearer to a, like x is equal to a minus 1 by 2, x is equal to a minus 1 by 4, x is equal to a minus 1 by 8, x is equal to a minus 1 by 9. Over here the value will be getting, okay, it's approaching to a but it's not exactly a. Tends to from a smaller value, like x tends to a minus we used to denote. Okay, this is of the left hand side of the given constant a. Example with the function, okay, f of x is equal to x plus 3 in which x approaches to 3. Okay, we are going to take a left hand side and the right hand side, okay, in which x approaches to 3 from the left hand side and x approaches to 3 from the right hand side. Okay, I have selected a 2 table in which we have given the input as 2.99, 2.9, okay, 2.6. We have given the input and we have generated the output by the given function and we got the answer. We have got as the function f of x is just approaching to 6 but it's not exactly 6 from the left hand side, or from the right hand side it's just approaching to 6 but it's not exactly 6, like 5.99 is just approaches to 6, 6.01 is just approaches to 6, 6.1 is just approaches to 6. Okay, so it's completely based on the limits of the function. Moment the LHL and RHL comes into a picture, that is nothing but a left hand limit and right hand limit. So according to the LHL rule, okay, if we are taking the limit from the left hand side, generating the function and we'll be getting the answer. Okay, over here we have used the LHL rule, and according to the RHL rule, if we are taking the limit side of the given constant term and according to the given function we used to generate, and we will be getting the output of it. So it's nothing with the RHL rule, the right hand limit. The next concept is existence of a limit of a function at a point x is equal to a. The limit exists if the LHL is equal to RHL, the value is exactly same, then we call as limit exists. Like limit x tends to a plus f of x is equal to limit x tends to a minus f of x is equal to I. Okay, the answer is exactly same, then the limit is exist. We have gone through the basic concept related to the LHL rule, RHL rule, what are the limits, why we need to use this limit, what are the existence of the limit, or the basic concept we have cleared it. But where we need to apply it, how we need to apply it, okay, how we need to deal with each and every sums, that we'll see it in detail with my handwritten notes. But over here I hope the basic concept is clear. If any queries, then don't forget to comment. We have came across the definition of the limit, why limits comes into a picture, why we are studying the limit and the existence of limit, the LHL rule, the RHL rule, lots of the concept we have cleared it. Now we'll take a suitable examples. We need to deal with each and every sums. Yes, we need to use some of the methods for it. What are the methods, procedures that we need to follow for each and every question? Let's get started. So the first method is substitution method. It is the easiest method comparative to other, because we need to just substitute the given content and we'll be getting the answer. That's nothing but let's take the first question as limit y tends to 2. Yes, y square minus 3 and y plus 2. Okay, according to the limit there are the 7 forms listed over here. Okay, this is an invalid in the mathematics form, so indeterminate. Yes, so it's nothing but 0 by 0, infinity minus infinity. Over here we have listed, in which we need to do the calculation such a way, but we need to not get such type of answer. But if you will put this y tends to 2, if you will put the value 2 over here, okay, it will be a non-zero number. Yes, it will not include it on the 7 forms of the invalid form. Yes, if we'll just put the term over here as a substitution, okay, we will be getting the answer as 2 square minus 3, 2 plus 2. If you will do the calculation, you will be getting the answer as 20. Yes, so we have directly substituted the value in the given question. Given y tends to 2, we have just put the value over here and we got the answer. It's nothing but the direct substitution method. The other example, now limit x tends to 3, okay, root 6 plus x minus root 7 minus x, okay, divide by x. Okay, if you will directly substitute the value, okay, it will not include it in the invalid form. The 7 forms is listed. Yes, it doesn't include it over here. Okay, I'll just put the value over here. We got the answer as, okay, limit x tends to 3 over here and minus limit x tends to 3 over here also. So in the denominator also limit x tends to 3 into x. Yes, so we will just put the value 3 at each and every x. We'll just replace the x as 3 and we got the answer as 1 by 3. That's nothing but the answer of the given question given. We have directly substituted the value and we got the sum of the other answer, and it does not belongs to the invalid forms. 7 forms of the indeterminate values. Yes, it's completely valid. But in some of the question, if you will directly substitute it, it may include in the indeterminate form. For that, we used to do the other method. Okay, first we'll just clear the substitution method and we'll just move to the factorization method. To the third sub question, over here I have 2 cas limit x tends to 1 and the given question is given 1 by x minus 1 divided by x minus 1. Okay, if I will directly substitute the value, yes, in x tends to 1, okay, it will become as 1 minus 1. Yes, over here also 1 by 1, it will become as an 0 by 0. 0 by 0, it belongs to the indeterminate form of the mathematics, the 7th form of the mathematics. Yes, so what we need to do? We need to do just a simplification at the given question given and we'll be getting the answer. That's nothing but 1 by x minus 1. It's nothing but 1 minus x divided by x. Yes, I have just multiplied the x at numerator and denominator. I have not done any of the calculation. Okay, so if we will do it, we will be getting the answer as limit x tends to 1, that as like as 1 minus x divided by x into divided by x minus 1. Yes, now the other thing is multiply this x at the denominator over here. It's nothing but absolutely same. Yes, over here 1 minus x divided by x minus 1. So at numerator or denominator we can put it as minus. Okay, it's up to us if we can put the denominator also minus in, it will be also all right. That's nothing but minus of 1 minus x. Okay, at the denominator if we will put, then also is okay, but over here I have just converted the numerator by minus of x minus 1. Is nothing but minus x minus into minus plus 1. Yes, it's absolutely same. Okay, both the way is accepted at the numerator or denominator. Okay, so this x minus 1 cancel, minus 1 by x, it's nothing but minus 1 by 1, x tends to 1. Yes, and we got the answer as minus 1. Okay, this is how we need to do. We have directly substituted over here at the first and second question. We have directly substituted, but at the third question we have done a simplification at the given question and we have substituted the value and we got the answer. Now there is a more method to do it. Let's move to the existence of a limit of a function at a point x is equal to a. Okay, it's nothing but the existence of a limit concept. We are moving into it. Okay, over here the LHL rule and RHL rule we are going to study over here. It's nothing but left hand limit and right hand limit. Okay, it's nothing but LHS and RHS, because left hand side and right hand side we used to represent as LHS and RHS, but over here left hand limit and right hand limit, so LHL and RHS. So, assume as a is equal to 2. Yes, okay, now at the number line present we'll name as a is equal to 2. It's pointing over here. Okay, whatever may be at the right hand side. Okay, right hand side is nothing but 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's on the right hand side of the a part, and 1, 0, minus 1, that all are on the left hand side. Yes, okay, now the limit exists if the LHS value and RHL value are absolutely same, the value is same, then the limit exists. Okay, the RHL we used to represent as limit x tend to a, okay, plus, okay, in which it is greater than the a value. Yes, f of x is equal to limit x tend to a minus, in which it will be less than the given point. Over here we have represented the point as a, so if it is less than a, then it is called as a LHL. Okay, left hand limit. If both are equal, we got the sum answer as L, then the limit exists. Or the limit exists if the left hand limit and right hand limit are absolutely same, the value is absolutely same, then the limit exists. Now we'll do a such a example. Okay, even more the concept will be clear. Over here we have represented as x is equal to a in that form. Now we'll take a suitable example for it so that we'll be getting the concept clear. Okay, from the given question we'll just construct the number line. Yes, okay, discuss the limit of the following function as x tends to 3. Okay, the value, the x tends to 3. Okay, if f of x, the two functions they have given, this is my f1 of x, this is my first function, and this is my second function. Okay, at my first function they have given the certain interval in which x lies between 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 3 are also included over here, but over here 2x plus 1 at this function, 3 the interval is 3 and 4. Yes, but this 3 is not included, the 4 is included. Okay, that's the difference between first and 2. Now we'll just construct the number line over here. Number line, I have represent the function. Okay, over here x squared plus x plus 1 I have represented as f1 of x. Okay, it's nothing but first function. And over here 2x plus 1 I have represented as a second function, f2 of x. Okay, so over here the interval also is mentioned in which my first function, it lies between 2 and 3. Yes, and over here it lies between 3 and 4. Yes, so x tends to 3 from the given question. So first we need to identify, okay, which of the function belongs to which of the limit. Yes, so my LHL rule will apply over here at my first function because it is in the left hand side of the given content. Yes, and the second function belongs to the right hand side of the given question. So over here I'll use the LHL rule. Over here we'll do the LHL, and over here we'll do the RHL with the certain interval given, and we'll just find the limits of it. Okay, let's get started. For the interval in which x lies between 2 and 3, the function is, okay, over here x squared plus x plus 1, in which it lies left hand side of it. Yes, so what we need to do, we need to find the limit of it in which x tends to 3 at the given question only they have given. So put the limit over here, x tends to 3. Over here we need to represent as minus. Okay, if it is RHL, then we need to represent as positive. Okay, that's the difference between it. Okay, we can directly substitute over here. So I have just directly substituted over here. Okay, when we have directly substituted, it was not on the form 7 form of it. Okay, just remember the 7 form because it just repeats at each and every method of it. Okay, we have substituted the limit at the given function and we got the value over here. It's absolutely all right, but if we have got the value from the 7 forms, then we need to do the sum of the method, like factorization method, rationalization method, or the logarithm method, trigonometric function method. That is a certain methods are given. Okay, we need to use that all method, but over here we have directly substituted it and we got the valid answer. It's nothing but 13. Okay, it's already accepted over here. Let's move to the RHL rule. Over here we have found the LHL as 13. Now let's find the RHL value. Okay, in which the interval lies between 3 and 4, the x lies between 3 and 4 for the function of 2x plus 1. Okay, in which x tends to 3. Okay, just put the value over here, 2x plus 1. Okay, 2 into 3 plus 1. So the answer is 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. Okay, this is my left hand limit and this is my right hand limit. Of the limit have the finite number. Over here 13, over here 7 is accepted. It's a finite number, but is it same? We need to find the existence of the limit. For that we need to do that LHL and RHL are equal, but it's absolutely not. Over here LHL is 13, over here RHL is 7. So the limit doesn't exist at this given question. Yes. Let's take another example. Okay, over here also we need to find whether the limit exists or not. For that we need to prove that the LHL and RHL, okay, should have the finite number plus it should be equal. Okay, so let's get started. So over here the function is given, okay, 3x plus 1 in which x is less than 1. Okay, in that time is the function is 3x plus 1, and if x is greater than or equal to 1, then the function is 7x square minus 3. So first we need to identify where we need to use the LHL rule and where we need to use the RHL rule. Okay, over here it's less than 1. Yes, over here we need to use the LHL rule, and over here we need to use the RHL rule because it's greater than 1 and it's less than 1. Okay, the limit x tends to 1. Okay, let's get started. So as RHL, limit x tends to 1 f of x for x is greater than 1. Okay, limit extends to 1 plus. Okay, over here we need to represent as plus if we are doing the RHL. If we are doing the LHL, then we need to represent as a minus f of x. So the function over here is, okay, greater than 1, the function is 7x square minus 3. Okay, just put the value over here, substituted it, and we got the answer. Okay, as LHL, limit extends to 1. Okay, the function will be 3x plus 1. Okay, just put the value over here and we got the answer. Over here we have just substituted the given limit x tends to 1 or x tends to 2. We have just put the value over here and we got the answer. Okay, and the LHL and the RHL value are absolutely same. So the limit exists, and we have came into an idea that while doing the substitution, if we have getting the finite number, okay, if the finite number is valid in mathematics, then it's absolutely all right. But if it belongs to the 7 forms, okay, indeterminate form, at that moment we need to use the other method. Okay, for that let's move to the factorization method. Over here I'll just give a hint. We are going to use the factorization method, but why we are using it, that we can see it with the example. So over here the question is given as limit z tends to 3. Okay, z 2z minus 3 minus 9 divided by z square minus 4z plus 3. Okay, for example, just put the value 3 over here. Okay, at each and at the function given, just put the value. Wherever the z represents, just replace it by 3. Put the value as 3 in place of z. We got the answer as 0 by 0. It's one of the form of the interdeterminate 7 forms, yet it belongs to it. So we can't use the direct substitution method. We need to use the other method. As I've said previously, we are going to use the factorization method only. Okay, just multiply the given term. Okay, z into 2z, it's nothing but 2z square minus 3z. Just put the value. Yes, and we can use over here the factors. Okay, we can find the factors from the given quadratic equation. Okay, just find the factors of it and we got the answer as z minus 3 into 2z plus 3. We over here also z minus 3 and z minus 1. Okay, at the given question definitely it will come as a common over here, or over here common, and just cancel it off. So 2z plus 3 divided by z minus 1. Okay, still we can do it. It's absolutely alright. But over here, if we will just substitute the value, okay, limit, if we will put the value over here, it's nothing but 6 plus 3 divided by 3 minus 1. Okay, the value is a finite number and it's valid, absolutely valid. And we got the answer as 9 by 2. Okay, for example, if after doing the factorization method, if you will put the limit value over here and still the answer is not valid, okay, from the interdeterminate form it comes it off, then again we need to use some of the other method and we need to do the answer as finite number. Let's move to the other example. Over here I have took the second question. Limit extends to 1. Okay, 1 by x minus 1 plus 2 by 1 minus x square. Okay, so over here we can use the factorization method. We can find it, but it's in the form of numerator and denominator. Just put the value 1 over here. Okay, and we can see the, okay, 1. If we will put the value over here, it's nothing but 1 by 1 minus 1. It's nothing but 1 by 0. It's nothing but infinity. Yes, over here also 1 by 0. So infinity plus infinity it comes. It is one of the interdeterminate form. So the direct substitution method is vanished off. So now we need to use the factorization method. Okay, as I have given a hint that we are going to use the factorization method, but when at the exam point of view, we need to decide what all the method we need to use. So first we'll just clear with each and every method and we'll just sum it off and we'll just do the question separately for it. Okay, so over here 1 by x minus 1 plus 2 by 1 minus x square. Okay, it's nothing but a square minus b square formula can be used. It's nothing but a minus b and a plus b. Yes, over here 1 minus x and 1 plus x. Okay, so can we rationalize the denominator over here by x plus 1 or 1 plus x is absolutely same. Okay, I have just do the multiply by numerator and denominator, so my denominator will be same. We got the answer as 1 plus x divided by x minus 1 plus 1 plus x. Okay, at the other side we got as 1 minus x. Okay, over here it's x minus 1, so I have just interchange the sign over here, multiply minus I have done over here. It's nothing but absolutely same, minus into x minus 1 or plus into 1 minus x, absolutely same. Okay, because we can take the denominator same over here at the further calculation. For that purpose have done the minus sign over here. If we will do it, we will be getting the answer as 1 by 2. Okay, I have just put the limit over here and we got the answer. Okay, is we have done the factorization method over here and we got the answer. Okay, if not, direct substitution method is not valid over here. Just put the factors here. I have represented one formula. Okay, it's nothing but the standard formula in the limit topics. Okay, in most of the concept we can see this formula we used to use. There is a certain proof for the formulas, but it's quite lengthy. But in the exam point of view, they may not ask for the proof all things. Okay, we are going to apply this formula at the given question. Okay, so let's move to the specific question given over here. Yes, so I have two different types of question mentioned on it. Okay, limit x tends to 5, x raised to 4 minus 625 divided by x minus 5. Okay, we need to convert in the standard form. Okay, so it's nothing but xn minus an divided by x minus a. Okay, in that form we need to bring it. Okay, x raised to 4 and x is no problem. According to the given formula, it's absolutely ordered. But over here 625. Okay, we need to bring it as 5 raised to something, so that we can use the formula. So it's nothing but 5 raised to 4. 5 raised to 4 is nothing but 625. If we will do it, it's absolutely same at the standard form. Xn, x raised to n minus a raised to n divided by x minus a, in which a is 5. Okay, and the n is 4. So can we use the formula over here? It's nothing but na raised to n minus 1. Okay, n is nothing but 4 minus 1, and just applied over here and we got the answer. Okay, this is nothing but standard form of the in the limit topic. Okay, in most of the sums we use this formula, so it's one of the most important formula. And let's move to the other sum so that even more the concept will be clear. So I took the question as limit x tends to 4, xn minus 4 raised to n divided by x minus 4 is equal to 48. Okay, in which n belongs to natural number and we need to find the value of n. Okay, this n we need to find it from the standard form given. So it's nothing but in the form of x raised to n minus a raised to n divided by x minus a. So can we use the formula na raised to n minus 1, in which n is nothing but n, a is nothing but 4 raised to n minus 1. That's what we have represented over here. Now 48 also I have represented in na minus 1. That is nothing but 3 into 4 raised to 3 minus 1. So it's nothing but 3 into 4 raised to 2. 4 raised to 2 is nothing but 16. 16 into 3 is nothing but 48. Okay, I have just represented it because while doing the comparison, okay, from the LHS and RHS we will be getting the answer. For that purpose I have determined in the formula as like as formula and we got the answer. N is equal to 3. Okay, n is equal to 3. Yes, this is how we can find it. It's nothing but a standard formula. In most of these sums we use this formula. Okay, we'll see it more example. Now let's move to the rationalization method. Okay, this method is absolutely same as we have done previously. We have rationalized the numerator and denominator, factorization, as this all things we have done previously, but the difference is we are going to use it in the limit. That's the only difference, but the rest of the method is absolutely same as we have done previously. Yes, okay, we'll take a suitable example. Okay, over here limit extension to 0. Okay, root 1 plus x minus 1 divided by x. If I put the value as 0, okay, we'll do the direct substitution. We'll just see it. Okay, root 1 plus 0 is nothing but 1 minus 1 divided by 0. So it's nothing but 1. Root 1 is nothing but 1. Yes, so 1 minus 1 is nothing but 0 by 0. So it is one of the form of indeterminate. So we need to use the other method. Okay, if we are doing the factorization method, then we can't do the further solution. So we use, that is the other way. It's nothing but doing the rationalization. Yes, root of 1 plus x plus 1 divided by root 1 plus x plus 1. Okay, over here minus, so we need to rationalize this plus plus. Yes, and if we will do the multiplication at the numerator, we will be getting the answer 1 plus x minus 1, and over here we have done the multiplication over here. So 1 minus 1, just cancel it off, and x, okay, over here just cancel it off, and now you just put the limit over here and we'll be getting the answer. Okay, we have done the simplification by doing in the rationalization method and we got the answer. We have came across the limit existence. Yes, the LHL rule, RHL rule, and the direct substitution method, factorization method, rationalization method, the standard form of the limit formula. So till yet we had came over here with lot of the formulas. Still more method is still left, that is nothing but a trigonometric method, logarithm, exponential method. It's still left by doing the limits. Okay, at the description box I have shared the couple of links in which we can clear with the basics concept like trigonometry. Okay, we can go through it also and get more updates. For watching this video. If this ignited maths is so helpful, then do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment.